saw it coming. I couldn't read the signs. I don't know why I let you in this time. I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, 'cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to keep you off my mind. 'Cause of you, I'm wired up. I don't want you. It's time for you to go. Oh, you, I had enough. I don't want you. It's time for you to go.
Hello Finca family, welcome. Today we have something new. Usually it's Emma who presents you the videos, but today she's our special guest and I'm going to interview her with our curiosities about how this place born and how they make their dream come true here. So let's go.
I never saw it coming. I couldn't read the signs. I don't know why I let you in this time. I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, 'cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to keep you off my mind. 'Cause of you, I'm wired up. I don't want you. It's time for you to go. Oh, you, I had enough. I don't want you. It's time for you to go. I never saw it coming. I couldn't read the signs. I don't know why I let you in this time. I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, 'cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to keep you off my mind. 'Cause of you.
Okay, the first question for Emma is how they get the idea to build the finca.
Okay, so let's start with a complicated question. So conveniently, this little man is standing next to me and he's got a really important part to play in my idea of starting this finca. It went back to when I was a really young child. We used to spend a lot of our holidays going to animal sanctuaries, petting farms, and my mum said it was something that always brought me to life and I always planned to do. And my parents as well, they were really into animals, so it was a really natural thing for us. Then skip a few years until I was a teenager and I was a dog walker. That was my job. I just helped out with animals, helped out in the local vet, and I walked dogs. Then we came to this one and I ended up rescuing him when I was 18. And he confirmed me in a path of how I wanted to rescue animals, and it was so rewarding and I fell so in love with him that I saw the need to rescue animals. So that's where it really started. Then I sort of developed in my life of doing other types of working with animals, studies and training, but that's a long story where I got into horses and studied horsemanship and things. And skip again until I moved to the Canary Islands, where I met Edu, and so we talked about our plans and ideas, and he thought it was a fantastic idea as well. He wanted to retire to a farm, and I said, why wait to retire? It's the perfect time now. And we had all the perfect ingredients together as a couple to make it work. So the idea's been coming forever, and there's been stages in my life which has confirmed that it's the right thing to do, and then the time came right and it came from there really.
Okay, thank you so much, Emma. So the second question is why did you choose this area for the finca, specifically this area?
Okay, so there's a lot of reasons why we actually ended up specifically here. But I came to Fuerteventura first. I came for selfish reasons of the weather originally, and I came thinking, oh, I'm going to do the winters here and work back home until the time was right to start something like this. But then spending a lot of time in the Canary Islands, I saw how much was needed the help. So that sort of passed my idea of the Canary Islands. And then we were starting in Fuerteventura. We looked around. It was super difficult for legal reasons there. So we actually expanded our search into the other Canary Islands. But then with doing that, we saw that there were so many more animals that need rescuing here because the popularity of people here and the amount of animals was so much greater that this seemed the next step of where to go. Then we ended up pinpointing specifically to this area because it was less built up, there was not as much competition, and again, like I say, the legalities to have a place to have horses was super complicated. You've got a huge checklist, and this ticked most of the boxes. It was still a big gamble when we got the land. We couldn't be sure that it was going to be signed off correctly, but it was a gamble we're willing to take. We loved the area, and then we found this specific piece of land by driving around for hours and hours and putting little notes on pieces of land in the gates, and this person rang us and he said this land is for sale, and it just sort of fit perfectly. Then we went to the town hall, it ticked all of the boxes, so we took the gamble and we love it. It's a lovely place. So
Okay, here we go. So the next one is what's your and Edo's main personal skills here in the Finca that helps you to run this place? I think Finca family is really curious about this.
So we're really lucky actually that we have totally different personal skills, which makes us a good package. I think what he's good at, I'm terrible at, and vice versa. So obviously the first thing is animals. That comes from me. My background is with horses and animals, so that side is mine. And I also have a lot of experience managing businesses because I've had charity shops managing volunteers before, and I've had my own business more or less since I was 17. So the management is my side, and also unfortunately I spend so much time in the office and on the computer. That's all my side. You wouldn't think there's much to it, but actually that's where I spend most of my time. And now Edu does the total opposite. He does obviously the building side. He's the manpower. He's the strong one who moves the rocks and builds the walls. But he also does the collections of the food and organizes things with the locals. He brings in all of the sustainable side. He brings all of the waste materials and collection. We all tease him for being a hoarder, but actually he's fantastic. He brings all of the recycled waste material. He's forever driving around and collecting things. So his is main the building, the sustainability, and connecting to the locals, and mine's more office, animals, and management. So it makes a perfect circle.
I think now we can ask this question about running a place like this, like animal sanctuary. Is not easy with donations and everything. We see all the photos, all the videos with animals, and everything is beautiful, but of course there are some problems. Could you please explain us your challenges where you have that you have to face here, like from the start until now?
So yeah, it does come with challenges, of course. We like to concentrate more on all the positive and the amazing experiences to get this happening, but there is a lot of behind the scene challenges that you probably don't expect. I mean, we have the ones which you would expect, such as money. That is a big challenge, to make enough money, not just to rescue the animals, but to pay off the land, the vet bills. Even feeding animals out here is super expensive because we're on an island, so that brings in loads of challenges on its own, such as nothing grows here, so it all comes from mainland, and things that we take for granted back at home, such as grass or medical supplies, things that are a bit more normal to get hold of, and the vets is more difficult here because we don't have the resources on the island. We don't have specialized vets for things like goats and pigs and things like this, so we're a lot on our own and our own experience. And fortunately, we do have amazing vets, but even them, they struggle to get the resources. So that is a problem we struggle with a lot. But our biggest problem is legalities, paperwork out here to make things legal. Hey, Catty. To make things legal is incredibly challenging. They have so many steps, and you do one thing and they send you back for 3 times else. Then you get this sorted and then they change the law and you start again. So these are the biggest problems we have. I mean, also you get the little challenges of living in a community. I mean, when you have 30 people living together, there are challenges with that as well. And then there's the stupid ones we've had with, you know, floods or theft or robbery, people copying our name and trying to take things from us, stupid little things like this, but you wouldn't expect, they still happen. So there are challenges, but it's still worth it.
Okay, today we are learning a lot about you and the Finca. I'm so happy. And the next one is, I think is like an obvious question. What are the new plans for the future for you and for the Finca, for all the animals and for us volunteers here?
So the future, we actually have lots of plans and ideas up our sleeve. You may know of some of them, like our most, hopefully the quickest one is going to be when we get the new land. And you may have heard about this, we're going to get a paradise paddock track system for the horses to create a natural environment for the horses. But I won't get too much into this because I've already talked a lot about this one, and we have more plans as well. So we also on the new land are going to build another rental area, like glamping with glass top permanent tents, so you can watch the stars in our beautiful area, and all of this goes in directly into the sanctuary as well. So that's our our soonest plans, but we have further than that as well. We hope to work with schools. We have already contact with a few schools around the island without looking so far, so we can do days out for kids, try and teach about welfare of animals, sustainable living, things like this, and we can collaborate with local schools. And we also possibly in the future would like to work with children with disabilities, to work with horses, and we can expand, and hopefully who knows where it's going to go, because if we can create it, if we can implement this here, we would love to, and we'd love to help where we can. But these are our sort of the ideas we have at the moment. Who knows where it's going to stop? We're going to keep growing. We'll grow as big as we can afford, and rescue as many animals as we can afford.
Okay, here we go with the last question, and it's about what you think about the present situation of the Finca with all the animals, with all the volunteers from around the world, because you start just as a couple and now I think we are a big family. So
yeah, absolutely, we're a huge family now, and not even just the people that are here, you lot as well are a big Finca family. But yeah, it's amazing. We started it just the 2 of us. I mean, we knew that we couldn't do it just the 2 of us, but we didn't expect how big it was going to get and how important it was. We would nowhere be like we are now without the whole Finca family. Just living with this amount of people, we learn from them daily. We wouldn't know how to build like this, we wouldn't have, got half of the things done, or the amazing things that happens online, like people like you coming to do things like this. We learn from everyone, and that's what makes this place amazing. Because could you imagine if it was just me and Edu, we would have had just a few horses and it wouldn't be half as amazing as it is. So the Finca family on the Finca, and the Finca family, all of you behind that are watching our YouTube videos, that are commenting, liking, donating, we couldn't do it without all of you. I mean, everyone plays an important part.
thank you. So keep sure that you keep watching the video, because at the end we're gonna show you some special photos about how was before and how is now the Finca situation. It's gonna be super funny, and I think we can end the video now, no? So see you on the next video.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you very much. Enjoy.
Bye.
I never saw it coming. I couldn't read the signs. I don't know why I let you in this time. I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, 'cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to keep you off my mind 'cause of you.